Minute 31 left in the Cavaliers-Celtics games, ladies and gentlemen. It's tied up. We need 1 point for Mr. Letarte to hit the over.
You hit it.
Huh?
The Cavs just scored. It's 28-26.
Wait a second. Your -5 Celtics are not only not going to cover, they're going to lose outright. Welcome to Dirty Modo. We have a lock of a century going down live on air.
No.
Trav said it's a lock. Tampa hit the hammer, and it is a loser.
At no point did I say lock. At no point did I ever say
I'll
lock.
agree. You didn't say lock.
Timms threw the hammer down.
He did. He Rick Allen'd us. He Rick
Got some
Allen'd
bad
us.
information. Bad information.
Guys, look, it's a big week. I don't even know where to start. I do know where to start. Let's start with Saturday. Quail Hollow. Beautiful green grass. The birds are chirping. The wind is blowing. And Tampa Timms and I are live betting our way Quail Hollow. We were live betting our way around Quail Hollow like Rory was hitting drivers. We were firing down the middle, paying bets. I want to say 9 for 10, but you think I went undefeated?
I think you went undefeated. Yeah. I don't think you lost one.
I'm telling you, I learned 2 things. I love live bets and the pre-mixed transfusion can. I don't even know what brand it is, but we need to have them on the pod. A+, I do want to take a minute, though. We talk a lot about these things. We went down there. We had just ground ticket, like basic BS ground tickets. A lot of people get on their pod, tell you how great a sporting event it is, and sit in the suites. Tampa Timms and I had nothing. General admission. We as I said, we were with Gen Pop. And in the Gen Pop situation, we had a free Tito suite. We had a free Michelob Ultra suite. Free. Show up. You don't have to buy a beer, but they'll let you in it, especially if you buy a beer. We walked around the lake. I thought the Wells Fargo did a really nice job of not just catering to the upper echelon. I think us poor schmucks, Tim, were catered to. It was a great time.
Yeah, I agree. They had enough for you to not have to just stand around in the sun for 6-7 hours. You can sit down, like you said. There was a ton of free tents, hospitality that you can go to. You just got to find them, and it was awesome. What a time.
And the horse we climbed on, ladies and gentlemen, hole 7, Taylor Pendrith, the Canadian. Met the man out in Vegas at the Pro-Am last year. For that reason, I'm like, yeah, we need to be on him. Won a couple weeks ago. I missed that one. I'd love to tell you I was on it. I missed it. But, boy, we rode him around there. He was going against, I think, Connors, the other Canadian. Wasn't a Canadian matchup? I think it was. And let me tell you, Pendrith had his number.
He was dominant. Dominant.
We didn't know how the matchup was going to be. We didn't know if a tie was a loss. And once we learned a tie was a void because we were playing a two-way bet, then the floodgates opened.
Yeah, they were starting to hammer. That 15, 16, 17 little 3 group there, that was a big moneymaker.
It was a big swing. Not to mention, then on Sunday, Brad Keselowski, the K in RFK, goes to Victory Lane, and Tampa Timms supposedly was buying drinks. That's the rumor. The man was on fire.
Oh, yeah. I got it. Nailed it. Finally got one. Let's
go through the emotion of those last 30 laps, though. The text messages were flying.
Yeah. I thought the old curse was coming through. I thought a little bit of a Rick Allen was happening. But you know what, Brad? He came through. And I asked Keselowski or Buescher. I couldn't make a decision, but I went with Keselowski, and it paid off. I couldn't plan any better.
It was an absolute home run. It was a home run. All right, let's have it.
Hold
Professor,
on.
Is this where you're going to tell me 5 of the top 6 finished in the top 9, except for the ones that didn't lead a lap? What kind of bullshit stat do you have for me this week?
Hold on a second here.
What?
I would like my 6 beers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, there's definitely 6 beers coming to you. Yeah. Good thing I didn't take the Celtics bet, right? I've lost them,
Eric Jones. Yeah, we've ruined your best bet. Finished.
Eric Jones,
19.
I had a line at 13. Where'd he finish?
19. He never flirted with 13.
Not even close.
You know, there are times to make an argument, and then there are times to just take the loss. I'm just going to take the loss. I'm going to probably take the loss.
You're taking the loss like I'm taking the Celtics loss.
There's 5.5 silver bullets coming your way.
5.5. Where'd you come up with the half?
Well, I'm going to have a little. It's called taxes. He has to pay a little tax for the man delivering them.
I don't know how it works.
All right. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Let's have it, Professor. How do we do on the old predictor?
Well, we had Keselowski predicted 6th, which which was higher than most people would have thought. Where the odds had him like, what are the odds had him like 12th or 13th best?
Don't be thirsty. Just tell us the facts.
Well, let's be honest. Who could predict Ty Gibbs would have been second, Josh Berry third, Denny Hamlin was, what was he, fourth? We had him second. Chase Briscoe, no way anybody had him top 5. There's a lot of excuses here, but we just didn't. We had of the top 6 finishers, we had 3 of them finishing in the top 6. So 50% on the top 6.
Okay, so let me translate that from professor speak to real life speak. Of the top guys he thought were going to finish in the top 6, 3 of them actually did. How was that, Tampa Timms? Did I translate it well enough?
I think you summed it up pretty good.
Hey, Trav, how about the social? Get some love on social? I thought I saw a few hit.
We had a lot of people, I think, follow Timms because Timms actively, before the race, tweeted out, like, I'm going with Keselowski, and a lot of people follow suit. I'm trying to pull up.
They did, yeah. After the race, I got flooded with
Carl Matthews here. He cashed in. He's listening all the way in from Australia.
Love that.
He had Briscoe top 10, Bowman top 10, Keselowski top 10. Yeah, we had some good people. Let's see here. Jake Simpson cashed in. So, yeah, we had some good ones. Let's see who else we got here. Brent Weiss had a Bowman top 10. So, yeah, we did good for our listeners.
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I feel good about my Bowman bet. He's going to win this year after what I saw this week.
What did you see this week that makes you think that?
That he beat the living out of Chase Elliott all day long, and Chase has won. That tells me at some point his number will ring. Let's talk about surprises of the week. Brad winning, I don't think it's a surprise. We thought he would run good after qualifying, so a surprise I think is rude. I think it discounts what he did. My surprises are I thought the 9 would be okay. I know they weren't getting qualified. I thought they were covered. Nowhere to be found basically all day long. That was probably my biggest surprise. What else? What else did I miss, Professor? I mean, look, you can't go off Kyle. Larson was fast. He wrecked. Yeah, okay. What else are we surprised by?
Denny's lack of speed?
I would say Ford's speed is what I would be surprised by.
I agree with that. I think both of those statements. Like, Denny didn't have a huge lack of speed, but it was definitely 3 spots worse than I thought most of the day. And Ford overall just had pace. Just were good. Like all day, every situation, they were good.
Yeah, and I think Todd Gilliland was good all day. Justin Haley was good all day.
Happy birthday, Todd Gilliland. Today's his birthday, matter of fact. Played a little golf with the young man today.
Our buddy McDowell was good all day.
Top 10?
Oh, I know. I'm going to tell you, I hope this is a spark we've lit under McDowell that will carry into the playoffs. And even if it's not true, I'm going to have T-shirts made that said, "We started this." Mike McDowell, 34. We're going to have it.
He cashed me a head-to-head this week over Cindric, so.
Oh, Tampa Timms got on the action.
I cashed in on him.
You know what missed for us was our Chase versus Chastain bet, though.
And it was Chase.
Well, only by 1 spot.
Yeah,
Chase almost came back.
So that's why I'm so disappointed, though, Tampa. Like to your point, it was for the taking.
Yeah.
And the 9 couldn't do it. Had a recovery, but it wasn't good enough.
And I'll admit, I woke up Sunday morning, saw FanDuel had even better odds, and I originally bet it, so then I doubled down on it, so I lost it twice. Thank you, Chase.
FanDuels, you're too damn good with the lines. You got Trav suckered right in Sunday morning.
And Bell was disappointing, too.
Well, let's talk about the truck race. An old 2-lap Tier 3 Kyle Busch. I mean, my man, I love Kyle Busch. Let me just tell you. Love the guy. Wheelman. Awesome guy. Bit of a head case, no different than me, which I love. Him and I are about equal there. And then he wrecks second lap of the truck race. Second lap.
First ever, right?
First ever start, first ever DNF. Congratulations. He ran 2.1 or 2.2 miles.
That's tough luck.
Tampa, how did the truck race go? So you finally sobered up enough to bet it, and what happened?
0 for 2. Made sure
Yeah,
I
you
had
might
it
want to
in.
just stick to Froze's Fridays and Saturday. You might want
Yep.
to stick to a Sunday action.
I was like, hey, I got the 2 top dogs. They're not both gonna screw me over. And the glass caution I think hurt Heim, so I can't really fault it. But that's truck racing. They're never gonna make it if there's a late caution.
That's truck racing. That's why we should stick to Saturday and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen, we're not betting high school lacrosse. Why do we want to bet on a truck race?
But if you have good lines on high school lacrosse, let us know.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
No doubt. I'm not too proud.
I've bet the San Jose Steels once.
I bet an MLS game the other weekend and lost, but thought I had a good line.
What else we want to talk about? Is that all we have to close in? I mean, or are we going to say, Rory, shot called, Rory, Bombers Golf Course, walk-off win on Sunday.
Dominating.
I know, let me go on record to say I have been absolutely useless on PGA bets for a month.
It's like
If
Tim's
you
with hockey.
tailed me, you lost money. If you went the opposite, you won money. But it all came together when that little Irishman came out there and hit the ball 350 yards off every tee. Tampa Timms and I were there to see it. The guy hit, it's unbelievable. When he made that putt on 9 on Sunday and walked off, it was game over. Poor Schauffele had no chance at that point. And I'm going to give Schauffele credit, though. When he rolled that eagle in on 7, and our man Rory 3-putted for bogey, or no, for par, for par, I was worried. There was a smidge of fear. If I had a buyout on my app, I might have taken it. Luckily, my app didn't offer a buyout, and I rode him to the finish line.
Luckily, if there's anything Schauffele's good for is to choke away a lead. So we had the
gonna
right
tell ya.
guy. We had the right guy.
NASCAR fans, FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is here, and right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed when you bet your first $5. Just go to FanDuel.com/Dough, DOUGH, to sign up. Then you can bet on everything from individual race winners to prop bets to which driver is going to take home the championship, all on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Make sure you stick around to hear who we are betting on for the PGA Championship this week and our thoughts on Kyle Larson in the Indy 500. Start your engines with $200 in bonus bets, win or lose, when you place your first $5 bet. Visit FanDuel.com/Dough to get started. FanDuel, authorized gaming operator of NASCAR. Disclaimer, 21 and over and present in North Carolina. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. All right, let's move along. Listen, we'd like to talk about a lot of things. Where NASCAR is the All-Star Week. It's at North Wilkesboro. The cars that are qualified run the All-Star race. The cars that are not qualified run the Open. 2 advance from competition, 1 advance from a fan vote. Format overall, we got some heat races on Saturday that'll set the field. Then we have a 200-lap race. There is a caution at lap 100. Where you must change tires. There's a caution again at lap 150 of the 200-lap race where it's optional. The big storyline of the week is dual compound tires. We have a primary tire, which is what you would see each and every week. We then have an option tire, which is the primary tire with a softer compound. The idea is it has more grip for a shorter period of time. It's like a sprint race. It's like thinking about how hard you can run the 100-yard dash and then you get winded. That's the option tire. The goal is that it can run 10, 20, 30 laps faster than the primary. Then it crosses over, it starts to wear out, and it goes much slower. Everyone in the field has to start on the option softer tire for a 100-lap segment. So there will be some strategy there. And then the real question mark is where you put the option tires on to finish the race. I mean, that's basically, in a nutshell, what's going on when we look at lines. The question really is, it's a win or a top 3, right? We have Hamlin, Byron, Bell, Larson, Blaney, Logano all near the front. Top 3s are plus 100s and 200s. I'm a little afraid of all of that. I actually think the bet of the weeks are in the Open. I actually think the Open is the bet. It's a 100-lap race. I think that's where the action is. Let's talk Open specifically. Gibbs, the big favorite. Let's talk about the entrance.
But
Gibbs,
hold on a second,
Bubba.
Steve.
Yes.
It's top 2 advance, though, right?
Top 2 advance, which is a bit of a problem. Great point. So let's talk about the field, though. Gibbs, Bubba, Gregson, Briscoe, Bowman, Barry, Preece, Jones, Gilliland, Hocevar, Nemechek, Smith, LaJoy, Dillon, Cindric, Haley, Burton, Hemrick, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to jump right to it. I think the bet on the board is Ryan Preece at 900, plus 900. Short track racing, he's good at Martinsville. This reminds me of Martinsville. He has to be just top 2. I think he's going to run 3rd or 4th, maybe 5th, and a couple guys are going to wreck. I like Preece at plus 900. You're shaking your head, Professor, even though you provided us no data and no predicting tool. So just go ahead and take the ground with the stats that you didn't give us. Go ahead and have the floor.
Well, you're so high on Bowman. I just thought you would have picked Bowman right away. That's where I thought you were.
Well, that's an
going.
automatic walk. I like Bowman. I like Preece. I actually like that window. Bowman, Barry, Preece, 7, 8, and 9. I like those trio.
So
I was gonna say Barry's
Barry
my
advanced
pick on the
last
board.
year, right? He won it, I believe, last year.
We need a win. Trav brings up a great point. They are not going to wreck for the win because second gets you in.
Yep. And Gibbs finished second last year.
Well, Gibbs is the high favorite for option. I mean, he's been the fastest of this group, right? We can all agree on that.
Yeah.
I think you bet Ty Gibbs because I think he's aggressive. He'll want to lead every lap. And I think you bet one of the Barry, Bowman, Preece, whatever one you like in there, you have a long shot. I think Bubba and Bowman, they need to get into the race. They'll be happy finishing second.
Here's I know this is going to blow everyone, but just listen to me for a minute, though. If you take Gibbs, Bubba, Gregson, Briscoe, Bowman, Barry, and Preece. Gibbs, you lose money. Bubba on back, you win money. I mean, you literally win money. Like, they're long odds for all those guys. Like, somebody has to win this race.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you who's not going to win it. Nemechek,
Dillon.
Smith, LaJoy, Dillon, Cindric. Like, it ain't happening.
Austin Dillon ain't winning.
Austin Dillon ain't winning. Is there a bet for last? Because I'll bet that.
I tell you what, since we moved to Wednesday nights, the pod has been in fuego.
Is there a bet for how
You
many
know what?
times?
I'm going to tell you right now. Can I tell you all a story? We left Sunday after the Wells Fargo. We won a little bit of live bets. I almost sent my man Timms a cameo from Austin Dillon. I was so close to ordering one. I was so close to, hey, Tampa Timms, heard you're a big fan. Had a great day at the Wells Fargo. Like, it was so close to ordering one up.
That bum would have just charged you like double. I mean,
It would have been so good.
he was like 33rd, 6 laps down before the race even started, I think, last week. I mean, anyway.
All right,
That's why he's like 500 to 1.
So who do you go ahead, Professor. Give me your top 3 in the Open. Let's have it.
It's Gibbs, Bowman, and Barry.
All right. I don't think he's crazy. Plus 225, plus 700, plus 800. I'm telling you, there's money to be made in the Open. Because here's the counter. If Gibbs is running second, he's going to run second.
So why bet him? If you're gonna bet 2 more
I see what you're
drivers,
saying. I see what you're plus 225, just avoid him.
because you're gonna lose money. You're just gonna cut your losses a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think you're crazy. I like what you're saying.
Well, he was so good, though, at the Coliseum. Remember the Coliseum?
Yeah, but that was months ago. That fuse is but put out. I don't know what happened. No, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I know he had a great I guess Darlington, he bounced back, but he was cold for a while till Darlington.
I just think it's a Gibbs car, 2311 Hendrick.
Right.
I mean, those 3, they
That's a
have
great
to-
way to look at it, Tampa, right? Gibbs, 2311, and Hendrick. You're telling me they're going to miss the big show?
Yeah, they'll be fighting for it. And I think Gibbs is just the most aggressive of the 3. I don't think
Who gets the fan vote? That's a serious question. Who gets the fan
probably
vote?
going to be Hocevar.
Well, we've got they released the top 5.
Did they?
Yeah, I
At least
saw
what
that
they're
today.
going. Let me see if I know Hocevar's in the top 5. Bubba's in the top 5.
Oh, Bubba could get that too, yeah.
Let's see here. Right now, top 5: Bowman, Gregson, Hocevar, LaJoy, Bubba.
I could see Gregson. I could see LaJoy. I could see Bubba. There's some real arguments there. How about matchups? Hamlin, Byron, no thanks. Busch, Chastain.
I kind of like Busch. I'm going off the Clash because I feel like it's somewhat.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong there. And I'm going to tell you, this is going to be weird with the option tire and stuff. And, like, finishing fifth doesn't do anything. This is a hard week because normally matchups make sense because if fifth is better than sixth, better than seventh for points. Well, here, I mean, there's a little money taper, but not enough to matter. Everybody wants to finish first or second. So, Busch plus money. Professor's a big Busch fan.
How about Larson plus money over Hamlin? Like lots of plus money over Hamlin.
Well, let's talk about that. Larson won't be there Saturday. He's qualifying in the Indy 500. Denny Hamlin's going to run Kevin Harvick's going to run the heat races. So Larson's going to start dead last in the All-Star race. Last. That's a problem for me. You're not going to move up from last.
Lap 18 last year, he had to start at the rear for a speeding penalty. Guess what? He came back and kicked everyone's ass.
But didn't they do something different with the pit stop or whatever?
Thank you, Travis. I'm glad somebody watched the race.
What did they do?
They're the only one that pitted at lap 18. That's why they were speeding. They were on brand new tires. They drove by everyone in front of them.
Okay, but he still won from the back. You just said he couldn't win from the back.
Jesus Christ.
But this is a different race with a different setup.
Oh, boy. I'm glad there's no predictor. No predictor. We should have left the professor's camera off.
I got to defend the Professor here a little bit. I think there's some strategy that could be involved here with the option tire. I don't know how. I'm not smart to figure it out, but he might be worth a shot.
That's like I said. Taylor Pedro's going to make a birdie here. I don't know how because I can't birdie, but he's going to.
Yeah.
Well, look at how much plus money he's getting on him, though. Like, the odds are huge for him.
I'm avoiding that whole Hamlin-Larson thing. I'm going to tell you who's going to win the All-Star race is Elliott, Reddick, Buescher, Busch, Chastain. That's how the All-Star race always works. It's somebody like – I know last year was Larson,
No,
but I think Truex
is finally going to win, but it's going to be a non-point race.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm. So, look, I'll be honest. I'm not a big fan of betting NASCAR this week. I know I'm not supposed to say that on the NASCAR betting podcast, but everybody likes honesty on here, so I'm going to tell you.
You just said the Opens where you can make money this week.
Well, the Open. I'll agree with you on the Open, but I don't like the All-Star race. I'm avoiding it. I'm avoiding the All-Star race. I am coaching Timms to leave his money on the sideline.
I'm probably not going to listen. I'm going to bet Larson and watch the show.
Are we done with NASCAR? I think we are. Can we move on?
Let's move to golf, where I already have like.
Wait! Whoa! Let's not shelf the other racing stuff. Indy 500.
Yeah, come on.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you, Kyle Larson moving the needle. Third highest favorite. The man has never taken an IndyCar green flag. So I'm gonna have to tell you, I love the Indy 500, love IndyCar and all that. But as a NASCAR born and bred, my chest is pushed out a little bit here. Like I'm like, yep. Third favorite in the Indy 500. Professor, do you think that's performance, or are we protecting his popularity?
No, that's the NASCAR bettors coming in. But at the same time, like Kurt did really well when he went over there. So I do think he can win. Like I don't think this is a joke, but I think it's all the NASCAR money going over there to bet too.
So we have Alex Palou at plus 400, Pato O'Ward 650, with Larson at 700, Dixon 800, Newgarden 1,000, Power 12, McLaughlin 12, Alexander Rossi at 15, Erickson at 15, Rosenquist at 2,000, Ferrucci, Kirkwood, Herta, and so on. I love Herta. I love McLaughlin. Listen, I think Larson's going to be really good. I don't want to bet him because I don't want to jinx him. I'd love to see him win it. That's kind of where I'm at. The other guy I think is sad. Like, listen, Takuma Sato at 30-1 is always in the show. I mean, that's my initial first blush, not seeing qualifying or any of the practice speeds. I know they've been.
I got Newgarden. Newgarden's the guy.
And that'd be a repeat, right? He won last year.
He won this race last year. I think he's won 5 of the last 6 oval races, including this race last year.
Now, will they have extra push to pass?
Oh, that's too soon.
Not an extra. They're just going to have it on the restart. We're going to count them. We're going to count all the strokes. We're just going to give you a few.
I do think it's a good pick, though.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I don't think there's any way he should be less. He should be, more of a longer shot than Larson.
Who would be
That's
the
crazy.
best for? Let's talk about let's go off gambling for a minute. Who would be best for IndyCar? Name a driver that if they won the Indy 500 would be the best thing for IndyCar.
Kyle Larson.
No.
Connor Daly. If the Ferrucci kid wins, they might be throwing their drinks onto the track.
Graham Rahal would be awesome. That's my bias pick.
I could see Graham, a little bit of a legacy.
David Letterman
Oh.
in Victory Lane.
Marco Andretti would be amazing.
Yes. And the curse.
I do think that
Elio too. I forgot Elio was in this race.
Herta, I think Colton would be good.
Yeah.
I have to admit, though, Larson would be a big story. I mean, it would be.
It'd be huge for NASCAR.
Let's just jump right into it. PGA Championship Valhalla. We're talking a monster. We are talking third or fourth longest course.
Third longest the players will see in 2024, 7,609 yards.
84. That's what I shot there from a very different set of teams.
They have the 11 par fours are more than 450 yards on average.
Scheffler, coming off the birth of his son, is the favorite. McIlroy, 750. Schauffele, Rahm, Koepka. How about the Live Tour guys? Rahm and Koepka right up there. Oberg, am I saying that right? Do we know how it's supposed to be said? Oberg?
Oberg, yeah.
DeChambeau, another Live guy. How about that? In the top 7, we have a bunch of Live guys. Morikawa, Homa, Neiman, Clark, Hovland. Let's hear it, guys. Fire away. What do you got? Because I know you have a stack of them.
Tim's, the floor is yours.
I've already placed Max Homa 35-1 to win. I've got him top 20. I've got DeChambeau.
Are you hold on? You're protecting that on FanDuel, right?
Yes, FanDuel does have a promo that it's a winner insurance promo, which if you bet the winner but he finishes top 20, you get your money back in bonus bets, max of $25. So I placed that on Max Homa, and then I had a side action for top 20, so I'm almost doubling down on him for top 20. And then I have Bryson. It's a big course. Bryson's the big baller.
That's a sleeper. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I'm like, if Bryson could bomb it down there.
He's 28-1. That's phenomenal for the longest driver in the game. And he's also plus 650 to be the top Live guy. So I have that in there.
Like that.
What do you got, Trav?
What do I have? So I took John Rahm, top Spaniard, parlayed that with Hideki Matsuyama, top Japanese player, plus 167. I took Scotty Scheffler, Brooks Koepka, Wyndham Clark, Brian Harmon to make the cut, plus 200. I took Scheffler's, Schauffele, Brooks Koepka, Max Homa, Cantley to make the cut. I also have Max Homa, top 20, plus 130. Shout out to Scott Van Pelt's podcast. That was their double hammer of the week that they gave it out there. Yes. So the lead researcher for ESPN that was on there, he's putting 15 units on Max Homa, top 20. And I did Scotty Scheffler and Xander Schauffele in its own parlay to top 20.
So Hideki, top Japanese player, is an absolute hammer for me. I'm all in on that for sure. I got a little nibble. This is going to be so counterintuitive. A little nibble on Shane Lowry, best Irish player, which he'd have to beat basically McIlroy. But it's basically a heads-up bet, right? Who knows? Maybe McIlroy. I've heard the divorce news and all these news. Love the guy. Wish him the best. What's that?
Plus 310 that he has to beat McIlroy.
One guy, right? I mean, there's another person in there.
Patrick Harrington, but that's it.
Patrick, he doesn't. Listen, I love Patty. No, but this is a monster golf course. He's invited. He should play. He should enjoy the crap out of it. He's not going to see the weekend, right? This is a monster golf course.
If you can find a book that has top senior tour player, Harrington might be a bet there. But that's
yeah, I don't think you're wrong there. So I like that. I like my long shot of long shots is I have 2 of them. Dustin Johnson and Seb Straka at 80 and 90 to 1. Purely because Seb Straka, first of all, he's a behemoth. I mean, the guy's like he's like a Viking. The guy's unbelievable. So I think he's strong, big, strong guy. Now, he's not super long off the tee like Rory, but that strength is going to help you out of the rough. Like, Straka's a big dude. I think he could get hot. And I have DJ, and both of which I have top 10, top 20.
So, to add to your Straka, I know Stanford Steve has him as a first-round leader.
Anytime my name and Stanford Steve come together, I feel pretty good about it.
Now, would you take DJ top live player at plus 1,400 then?
Not only would I, but I have. I perhaps, when you were a little kid, you made your Christmas list. That's kind of what my PGA Championship betting list looks like. It kind of unrolls like a scroll.
What do you think about Tiger Woods plus 165 to make the cut?
I might have an emotional bet so I can cheer for him.
To miss it is minus 225.
He's not going to make the cut. I'm going to bet him to make the cut for a little nibble because he's going to get the TV coverage anyways. And then my Friday afternoon is lock, stock, and barrel. I'm ready. Tampa Timms. We could go back to the well for those transfusions, you and I.
Yeah. Anytime.
Can we just get the Froze place to come to your house and we just?
Oh, they'll bring a trailer. Don't mess it. What's the name of it called? Coop?
Co-op, I think.
Co-op Froze. This podcast is brought to you by Co-op Froze. And if I didn't have to buy 20 of them at $14.95 a Froze, we would have given you some real coverage. Listen, let's be honest. I'm all over the place. I am all over the place on this. I have so many bets. I don't know if I'm cheering for or against people.
I got a sleeper for a top 20. Denny McCarthy plus 320.
Putting machine.
He's also
Denny McCarthy can roll the rock, my man.
His last 6 finishes on bent grass greens. He's only got 1 outside the top 20.
That's the most degenerate I've ever heard, and I love it.
Yep. So that was enough for me.
Put that in your damn predictor, professor.
So another name that Cameron Smith, I know I had him in a couple of my parlays, but 4 top 10s in the last 6 majors. I know, but I'm a little worried. He hasn't really shown up as much since the live stuff. But if he gets it right.
So I have 2, and they're going to be. Can I go negative for a minute, guys? We're talking about all positive. Can I go negative?
Bring it.
I'm betting Jason Day to miss the cut just because I don't want to see the baggy pants on Saturday.
I can't do it anymore.
I want him gone. I want him gone. My money's like I got to cheer against him. And I love this kid. But I don't feel it this week. I think actually he's going to miss the cut. Will Zalatoris.
Especially if he's kind of beat up too, right?
So here's the problem. I wanted him to come back better and healthier with the back injury. I want him to be awesome. I love the kid. Love everything he says. But you guys try to tell me. You tried to tell me on Eric Jones, and I wouldn't listen. And now I'm here on Will Zalatoris. I just haven't seen the consistent play, and I think it's going to be a full commitment golf shot. My point is off the tee, full swings, deep rough, full swings. I just don't know if he's 100% healthy to get around there. So I have Zalatoris missing the cut.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot for that back, too. It's a lot of power.
I might take Tom Kim to miss the cut to do only because I followed him around Wells, and he looked like Professor putting left-handed. The guy couldn't hit the hole from 8 feet. Left-handed, Professor. Left-handed.
Shot.
Mike's yours. You can speak up. No, you're just gonna be quiet.
I don't have anything for you.
So if you had to bet 3 bets, what are they, Tampa? 3 for the listener on the PGA. Actually, I'm not even gonna limit it to PGA. 3 bets on the weekend.
My hammer is DeChambeau, top live player. It's plus 650.
Okay.
I really like that one. That'd be one. I'd bet Sepp Straka, top 20. And I'd even parlay with him beating Tony Finau head-to-head in round 1. That's minus 115. And then, the third one. I mean, there's so many guys I like that I could see win. But man, Max Homa, I love Max Homa. And you give me plus money for a top 20, it's like giving me Alex Bowman plus money for a top 10.
Can't avoid it.
Can't avoid it.
That's top
It's been
10,
so
not a
good to
win.
me. Can't. Not a win. But I get insurance on it.
You know, a win is a top 20.
It is top 20.
Trav, what's your 3 must-have bets?
One, it's one that I co-opted with you. I'm the Matsuyama and Rom parlay. The other one, the Scheffler Schauffele top 20 minus 104, and then I'm gonna do the Homa top 20.
My lead bet is Matsuyama best. Excuse me, that's a lie. Hideki Matsuyama top Japanese player. I almost misspoke. He's basically even money. You're gonna find him like a little minus, right? He's like minus 105, minus 110. Shop the books. He's my guy. Hasn't missed a cut in the U.S. since 2016. Is that accurate, Trav? Is that what you said?
Correct.
I can't take credit for the stat. That's Trav's stat. The guy's just super consistent. My long shot of the week is probably a Seb Straka top 20, plus 280. I love the big man. I think he can do it. And, man, I just think something about Scotty McLaughlin, Indy 500 at plus 1,200. I think he's going to qualify monster this weekend. For that reason, I think you need to get it in early. So I like that bet as well. Now, I don't bet IndyCar, but that's what I would get. I do bet golf.
Can I throw out another name? As
long as it's not the Celtics, you can speak.
It's top Swedish player. Odeberg is minus 105.
Can I dump that with Rom and Matsuyama in a 3-way parlay? Because if so, you are singing to me.
Hold on.
Like little robins. Tell me.
It's like Epcot around the world there.
It is.
Around the world parlay.
Country to country.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Oberg, Rom, Hideki Matsuyama, top Spanish, Japanese, and Swedish, plus 421.
We're the United Nations, folks. Put me on that. We are putting all the flags up.
I might
fly
have to go on
just
that
below
one.
the American flag. I'm going to have the red, white, and Old Glory be flying up top, or right
The
below
United
that. I'm
Nations.
going to have the other 3 flags up.
This is the United Nations parlay.
That is. That's what we should. This is it. This is the United Nations parlay.
Are we all going in on this?
I'm looking it up right now.
It's not even a question.
Let's go. Russ, you want in on this?
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll go in on that. I like that.
My man.
Yeah.
So if we all went in, $40 would pay 208.
Oh, let's all throw. I'll throw. How much you going to put in, Russ? $10?
Whatever you want me to.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go up denominations. Russ, $10 bill. Trav, $20 bill. Tim's, $50 bill. And I'll put in 100. It's a total winner right there.
So that's 180.
What's that going to pay?
Basically $1,000.
And when we cash out, what we're going to do is we're taking the podcast live to a brewery.
Yeah, to the Froze stand first in the brewery next door.
Oh.
There's a Froze shop and there's a brewery right next door.
I tell you what, Tampa Timms knows his South Charlotte like the back
yeah.
of his hand.
Oh yeah.
I'll go in for 30. Let's make it 200.
Let's go.
Now we're talking. It's a great week. Any hockey or basketball, Tampa Timms? Or are you sitting on the sideline?
Ice cold
hush,
with hockey.
Hush.
Ice
I won
cold.
game 1 Boston, and I fade them in the series. I'm loving this.
I need Florida to close it out here. I got a series bet on them to win by 2 games, but that's tomorrow. I got this game tonight that started 16 minutes ago. Not sure where it's going. It Stars Avalanche. That series is tight, man. I don't know. So we've been ice cold in hockey though, so we need something.
Am I the only one? I don't remember May being such a great month of gambling.
But I think it's because it's legal now. It's just being. There's.
Is it
more.
Preakness this week?
Yeah, Preakness is this week.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, I've never bet on something I've done no research on more than what I'm going to bet on the Preakness this weekend. I'm like, I don't know, the 7th horse, the 9th horse, the 8th horse. Yeah, put it in.
Mystic Dan is 5-2 odds.
Yeah. But what about the trainer, the white-haired guy? He's back with his guy. He can't run at Kentucky, but he's in.
His one horse just got like the flu and had to pull out.
You're kidding me. That's his only horse?
I don't know if it's his only, but
man, he's a juicer. I bet on the juicers.
Bob Baffer is he's there.
I mean, I'm just saying. I don't think they should take the medals away.
Run
the Tour de France, juice. Run the Kentucky Derby, juice. Hit home runs, juice. I'm a Conseco fan. Let it happen.
Barry Bonds is fun to watch.
Yeah.
You remember McGuire?
The guy throwing the
Sammy
ball
Sosa?
was on the juice, too. What's it matter? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to tell you. Bet some NASCAR. It's the All-Star race. We don't love it. Bet the Open. We kind of love that. Indy 500, I suggest getting your bets in. Look, here's the serious truth. If you like anybody 10-1 or longer, get your bets in before qualifying, because if you're 10-1 or longer, qualify on the front row of the Indy 500, the numbers are dropping. That's fact. Write it down. And then the PGA Championship, I know this will probably come out early in the first round, but you can bet all the time. You can bet made cuts, head-to-head each day. It's going to be a monster week of sports gambling. Get all your bets in, and may all your bets pay off.